I'll listen to this instead of
Kids have
reading it.
not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say $2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5, and I have not received no food stamps. My disability check is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job.
Oh, well, I think this clip was the beginning because we saw this. So I agree with the lady who was in the middle who was saying that if you are on food stamps, if you are using government assistance and you already have children, you probably shouldn't bring in more children because you're already struggling with the ones that you have. So I think that is good advice. Some of these people, what they were saying, are implying that the government should take care of their children and take care of them. I don't believe that's the government's job, but I do believe it's okay for the government to help. I'll go on to a few more clips, but I know like a couple episodes ago in this episode, it's been mostly like black faces. So what I would do is I would go on TikTok or I would go on X and I would just find a wide range of people who use these social programs because I've come across it, but I've just never covered it. And that's why I'm telling you guys that it's a diverse group of people who use food stamps. So I've seen the statistics and I know that, as well as I've seen the people complaining that now the food stamps are being cut. It's been a wide range of people discussing using food stamps. And actually, I've also seen some politicians who some happen to be white, some happen to be black, and they predominantly are women. They are now politicians and don't use food stamps, but they discussed how at previous times in life, either as children or as adults, how they used not so many talked about Section 8, but a good bit of them talked about using food stamps. They said they used it for a certain amount of time while they were trying to get off their feet. Either they lost their job or they had went through a divorce. They used that money because they needed the help then. And then once they no longer needed it, they got off of it. So that's the proper thing to do, right? This is supposed to be a safety net that helps people in need who are trying to help themselves. So I just bring that up to say that I appreciate those politicians telling their story. And this has been politicians who were Democrat and Republican. Actually, it was Sarah Fields, who is a Republican in Texas, who actually mentioned on her tweets that at one point that she was a single mother, she was using food stamps, she worked hard, she was in the military, she's a veteran, and then she her economic situation got better, and now she's in politics, and she just stated that she's not against food stamps, she just wants people to use them like she did as a safety net and not be on them for generations. So I appreciate Sarah sharing her story, and I think that she used food stamps in the correct way. Let's go on to the next clip. Remember, some food stamps shut down.
Making my way downtown to the White House. I'm going to White House. Quick.
Y'all ain't gonna have food stamps. How y'all gonna eat? Baby, how you think they gonna eat? Off you. Yeah, off you.
I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow.
I'm still gonna get my EBT money. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm gonna get mine.
Cause I'm just taking up the stove and taking everything.
Remember how many homes about to get broken into?
Like, either you're gonna give us food or we're gonna take the
You know how many people about to get knocked over the head coming out their job or leaving the ATM or the bank?
And I only pay $50 in rent. Does that make you angry? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November?
I'm going to the White House quick.
Let me not get my food stamps.
Does that make you shiver in your boots? Does that make you want to punch me in my face?
I'm going back to stealing. I don't care. If you leave your car unlocked in the middle of the night, lock it.
And you know that the food stamps is not working in November, and you see people stealing and you snitch, you deserve to die. Good day, bye.
I'm going to the White House to meet Trump.
Be blessed though.
Okay, so this is like more ignorance of people just saying the bad things they're gonna do if they don't get their food stamps. So I'm not happy about this, but I'll say this. The situation is obviously highlighting that you have two different types of people, right? So there's a group of people who don't want to work, and now they're saying they're going to commit crimes if they can't work. But we probably need to, when they commit the crimes, we need to lock them up and leave them in jail because they're not trying to be productive, and they're going to cause chaos if they don't take the money, if we don't give them the money. So no one has a right to other people's money even people who need help. So people who intend to break the law, if they don't receive the help, should go to jail. And then again, what I said the other clip was, I still believe that most people are not like these lunatics and these crazy people, right? I believe that most people are actually working who receive food stamps, and I believe that most of these people who are working are trying to do better. So I actually don't believe we're gonna see this great influx of crime when food stamps go away. I think more likely what we're gonna see is just more starving children and people who aren't as productive at work, and maybe people who are upset and have attitudes. But I don't necessarily think crime is gonna rise a lot, because though these people exist, I believe that they're a minority of people within those getting housing vouchers and food stamps. This is from Savvy Patriot, and I'll just listen to it instead of reading the words.
There are 42 million people in this country that need food stamps on a weekly basis. And we're saying people deliberately instead of Americans, because most of the people that are on food stamps aren't even from this country. 45% of Afghanistan immigrants are on food stamps. 42% of Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps, meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started, but thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayer. There are
Okay, so there's a few things I want to discuss on this. Now they're saying it's the illegal immigrants. So I thought it was the blacks, right? So now it's a new group of people who are non-white who are using the food stamps. So these stats seem like they probably could be true. 60% of the illegal aliens, so more than half of them are getting food stamps. But of these people, that doesn't mean that they're not working, right? So I would assume that illegal immigrants work, right? I'm assuming that these people are doing jobs that people say other Americans don't do. So if these people are working and they're providing a benefit to the society, they obviously got to eat, because if they don't eat, they wouldn't be living. And if they weren't living, they wouldn't be doing the jobs that they're doing. So I don't think that it's a good thing that so many of the illegal immigrants, first off, I don't even think illegal immigrants should be here. I want the border closed, right? So whatever illegal immigrants we have, I personally am not trying to deport them, because I've looked at the deportations and etc. And we've basically been having for like years and years and years. We deport a certain amount and then they come back. We deport a certain amount and then they come back. So my whole thing is, and it's for two reasons that I feel this way. For one, it's a waste of time to kick them out and let them back in. Kick them out, let them back in. That's a waste of time. That's why I'm saying the violent ones should leave, but the ones who aren't causing violent crimes, I believe many of them are working, and the ones who aren't working, we need to find them jobs. If you're going to stay, you need to be doing something productive. Another reason that I'm not against illegal immigration is I understand the history of America. I know about the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. It was in 1848, and it's when Mexico and Spain lost the war to America. So that was when the British Americans were mostly like African Americans, but the ones who were citizens were because African Americans were enslaved in 1848. The legal citizens were the British Northern West Europeans. And then in Mexico, but also Southern, Southwest America, like the West Coast, and then places like Texas, New Mexico, etc. That was all Native Americans and Spanish people. The Spanish people mated with and had children with the East Asians. So what I'm saying about the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo is that when they fought the war, the Spanish-American War, America won the war, but the majority of people living on that land were Spanish people. So the treaty said that the people who are already living here can stay. They just have to become American citizens. So this is where the problem came in. As you guys see, you still have a high group of Hispanic people on the West Coast and in the Southwest. But the problem is that those people never actually became legal American citizens. They just stayed and continued talking about their Hispanic and Mexican heritage. That's why many of them still wave the Mexican flag. Now, I'm not retarded. I know it's not the same people living today who fought the war. But what I'm saying is that it's their descendants. And what I'm saying is that this whole beef between Spain and America, the Northern Europeans and Southern Europeans, obviously it was never finished. It's basically no different than the fight that's happening between the Ashkenazi Jews and the Middle Eastern people who are Muslims. It's like, okay, yes, we killed the Jews and ran them out, but those Jewish people and their descendants are trying to come back. Yes, America beat Mexico and lost the war, but those people keep flooding back year after year after year because that's where those people are from. Them and their lineage is from Southwest America. So the reason I'm saying I think we should find a peace, just like I'm saying not just a two-state solution, the Ashkenazis and the Middle Eastern people need to learn to live together. America needs to come to grip with the fact that this land had Native Americans and Spanish people who are not British whites were a part of this country. And they've had lineage here that goes back before the British people. So at the end of the day, we can talk about how America won the war, etc. But whenever people talk about Australia, and I know this is a tangent, guys, but the Aborigines were in Australia and the British people came and colonized it. So when British white people come and fuck over another group of people, you call them colonized, then it's okay. Well, why is it now wrong for Hispanic people who have always been here to fight back against the white Americans, right? I'm not trying to pick a side. I don't have a problem with British white Americans, but I also don't have a problem with Hispanic people, right? I can definitely see two sides of this coin where it's like there was a fight, there was a treaty. They said that those people could stay. Now, the people didn't accept citizenship, which is wrong, but after the war, it was expected that a large portion of America was going to become Hispanic, and this ties back into something that was said a few episodes ago. People keep saying, why are Hispanic people considered white? Hispanic people are considered white because after the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, when they later freed the slaves, the British white people never wanted to say that America was predominantly people of color. So if they would have had the Hispanic people counted as race-wise, if they had like 3 races, if they had opened it up and said black, Asian, Hispanic, and white, it would have greatly depleted the white power. So the whole thing that white people have been trying to do for decades is run this game of making it seem like America has always been this homogenous white place, when in actuality, again, we have proof that the East Asians were here, they killed them. We know that 10% is black because they brought the slaves, and now I'm trying to let people know these Hispanic people, these people from Mexico that y'all say keep coming, they were already fucking here, guys. They lost the war, but they never fucking left, and they keep coming back. So we got to figure out how to deal with this situation. Obviously, if y'all want to keep bringing them back through the physical route of law enforcement, they're going to keep coming back, and they already fought a war with us once. They'll fight a war again. These Hispanic people not fucking around, and they not playing. So what I would suggest is, if we want peace, talk to the people, work with them, tell them, look, y'all still speaking Hispanic. We're in America. We respect y'all's heritage, like we respect French fries. We allowed French fries to be a part of the European Western values. I mean, not European, but the American values. We let the Italians become part of the American value. We let Jewish people become a part of the American value. We're going to need to accept black people and let them become a part of the American values. And we're going to need to accept Hispanic people and let them become a part of the American culture. So my thing to you amigos out there, and I'm not trying to be funny, is look, you guys have a place here. Fuck what they talking about. I know the history and I understand where y'all coming from, but it's a two-side situation. If you guys are going to be here, you got to speak English so that we can all talk to one another. Went off on a little tangent, but I brought up a lot of good information, so I got a few more slides. Because the producer just walked back in, guys. I wasn't talking to myself. I'll play this one.
They're going to take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're going to count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No.
That's so wrong.
So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But, Ma, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful? I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8?
You got to be
so
broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like, that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you don't do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And
What they be like? What they be?
You can go get yours at ease. You can go get
They will
nice house.
no. They will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, Ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
But if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm saying.
2 months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us. They're gonna take my
Yo, the clip was over.
Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job.
I think I heard that. Yeah, that was all confusing. So first off, the lady was saying something was gonna happen to somebody else based on her Section 8. At first I said that don't make sense. And he said it didn't make sense, but it's her child. So I guess she's trying to use him as a beneficiary, benefactor. I'm not sure because I don't use Section 8. I'm not sure the terminology for that. But then he's sitting there telling her, I can do stuff. You trying to stop me. So I'm with him as far as that part. Like, bro, if you can help society and you're talented and you have things that you can do those things and be a productive member. Then he said he got friends who doing productive stuff. So it's like, bro, your friends up to good shit. You can be up to good shit. Y'all move forward together. Like, don't let your mother, I don't want to say this, but your mom's kind of crazy. Don't let your crazy ass mama hold you or anybody else back. But then also I heard him say he was considering himself applying for Section 8, etc. Now, bro, if you and your mom on Section 8 and you going to keep Section 8, I don't think you, see, that's why I'm confused. I don't know if this is a scam for you to just get your own more money for you. I'm not supporting that. I don't want her getting Section 8 and then you trying to get your own Section 8 so you can have more money for yourself. But if you're trying to do better overall, then I support what you're saying. Next clip. Sometimes I be wanting to read. I'm not going to read them, guys, but I be wanting to read them because it be kind of saying what it's going to be about.
Days away with food stamps coming to an end and these egotistical maniacs in Washington can't figure out how to bypass the government shutdown, which means desperate times are going to equal desperate measures. And as I'm scrolling through TikTok and watching what people are saying, there's a trend going on that people are going to do whatever they have to do to feed their families, which would include stealing from your grocery cart the second you leave the store. This is not a joke. This is extremely serious. To the husbands out there that are working 9 to 5 and you're gone all day and you have your woman at home or she's a housewife or taking care of the family and part of her job is going out there and going grocery shopping, you must have a conversation with her now that she must stay smart, she must stay vigilant, she must be aware of her surroundings. My suggestion at this time is small purchases only, meaning until further notice, the days of loading up a grocery cart of hundreds and hundreds of dollars of food has now have to come to an end until this gets sorted out. They are going to look for easy victims. They're going to look either for single moms, they're going to look for mothers with your children. This is serious. This is not fear-mongering. This is not a joke. As my job as an influencer on TikTok, I am watching the trend of people's comments, and this looks like there's about to be a desperation that's going to kick in as people are very scared that they are not going to be able to eat. To the single mommies out there that don't have a man in your life, do whatever you have to do to avoid bringing your children to the grocery store. As sick as this sounds, but this is reality right now. You want to do everything you can to keep your children out of harm's way and any confrontation with another hungry mommy out there that is trying to feed their children. Hopefully that this government shutdown will be coming to an end soon.
It played through. All right, guys, I heard what he said. I kind of zoned out because, again, me and the producer had a conversation. I kind of zoned back into that. But he's saying kind of similar to what the other guy said at the beginning. He's saying that because of the food stamp situation, he's seeing comments and he's taking those comments serious. He believes people are going to be looking for easy targets, which would be single mothers. And he's saying that it might be best to not buy a whole lot of groceries because people are going to be looking to steal from you. That's sad. It's unfortunate. It may happen to an extent, and that's a problem, but I don't think it's going to be as big as that black young man said, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a situation as he's saying. He's saying he's not fear-mongering, but I do think if I was to say that everything the people on the internet were saying was real, I would think everybody would be assassinated. I would think every white person was racist, etc. So a lot of times people say stuff on the screen, but there are consequences in real life. So, I mean, I don't think people are about to just be out here robbing people, because if they were to get caught, they would be arrested. They may lose some of their freedom, so I don't expect that to happen. If you like this video, please smash the like button, comment, and subscribe. New shows airing Monday through Thursday.